Hey guys, Todd with Pork Place here. Today we're going to talk about hog damage. So how do you spot it and how do you stop it? So how much damage do they actually create? So annually they cause $2.5 billion in crop damage. To the pecan industry alone, it's $270 million in damage. So you can only imagine with that type of damage, the devastation that these farmers are dealing with. So guys, how did feral hogs get here? They were brought over in the 1500s by Spanish explorers, mostly for a food source. Later on, they were hunted for sport, but mostly brought over for a food source. When they brought them over, they had no idea at how fast these things were gonna multiply. So how fast do they multiply? Here's kind of a quick breakdown. So a breeding pair of pigs, a female, her gestation period, she's pregnant for 3 months and 3 weeks, and then she drops babies. Okay, she can drop anywhere between 4 and 15 babies. Average is 8 to 12. Out of those, half of those are going to be sows. At 3 months old, those little piglets are fertile. So at 6 months, they can actually have their own litter. So how do they multiply? You take a female hog, male hog, they get the jig on. She's pregnant 3 months, 3 weeks. She drops out babies. Her baby's fertile at 3 months. 6 months later, all of those sows are dropping more babies. So it's just a never-ending cycle of these hogs just multiplying. So let's take a look at what these hogs do. So they come in and they knock these stalks down. They'll take a few bites. You know, this one here. They'll take a few bites and then they move on to the next one. They just keep knocking these stalks down. So you can only imagine the wasted money that these farmers. So not only do they have to come in and plant this, now they got to come in and cut through this, and they're just wasting diesel fuel, wasting time, wasting money. These hogs, not only will they decimate like cornfields, milo, soybeans, anything. They will literally go in and wipe out fields of anything. You can see right here, we're out into a cornfield. You can see this is just one of many chunks that these hogs have come in and decimated. This is what these hogs do to cornfields. We're here on the edge of a cornfield. You can only imagine what it's like out in the middle. Guys, here's another spot. You can see where these hogs came in. They just kind of cleared a little circle right here. They did their own little crop circle. So these hogs come in, like I said, we're only seeing the stuff on the edge. We're not seeing the stuff out in the middle. But here's another spot, a great example of what these hogs do. They come in and knock this area down. And we were out here hunting on this property 3 days ago, and none of this was out here. You can see when these hogs come in here, they just come walking through. Look at all these stalks just folded over. They just come walking through and just mow them all down. So they'll knock down these stalks and then start eating on these corns. But they just come in here and just absolutely mow it down. So they'll knock it down, take a couple of bites, go on to the next stalk, knock that one down. There's all these stalks right here, right at the base are folded over and laying on the ground. And then, of course, the little piglets that come in here, now they've got food source right on the ground and they can just eat at free will. So what causes all this? So there's a lot of grubs and worms underneath these trees, and the pigs came in and they rooted up this entire area. Now we've had a bunch of rain, and then the cows have been down here and stomped it all down, and the ground is pretty hard right now. We had a bunch of rain earlier, but the ground is pretty hard right now, so the pigs have not really been rooting. When these pigs come in and they start rooting and they start digging up these holes, they'll start digging it up so they can get at the grubs and worms, and that's what all this dirt, every one of these tree areas around here has a big dirt pile around it from these hogs coming in and tearing it up. So these pigs will come in when they're rooting, and they'll use their nose and their tusks, and they'll just come in and they'll start digging at that ground, start chipping away at it, and they can actually dig holes, a foot and a half deep, and they'll just have holes everywhere. So you'll have nothing but these little moguls everywhere from these pigs digging in these grubs. They can smell grubs and worms way down into the dirt. Okay, we've got one style of trap here. So how do you get rid of hogs? There's several different ways to get rid of hogs. A lot of guys believe that trapping is the way to go. This is a pig brig, so this here is a net trap. Once the pigs go underneath, you can see the netting is laying on the ground. Once the pigs go underneath, they can't get back out because when they try to come out, they're actually standing on the netting. And the netting only opens up about this far when they go underneath it. They're actually standing on the netting when they're trying to, push their way out and they can't get out because the actual sides come down and then go in. So benefits of a pig trap. So if you've got a lot of pigs in the area, you can say there's 50 pigs out here and 25 of them go in this trap. And now they're stuck in here and they realize they're stuck. There's mass confusion and chaos. Those other pigs will never go in that trap. They're smart. They learn really, really quick. So once the pigs learn that the trap is there and it's danger, you've got to move your trap. So you can catch, for the first couple weeks, you can catch different amount of pigs, but after that, your pig trap's pretty much done. This one out here has been sitting here, baited up now for several days, not a single pig in it. It's caught several pigs in the past, but not a single pig will go in it now. So now it's going to be time to tear this trap down and move it several hundred yards to another spot. The advantage of the pig brig is it's a netting trap, so it's a little bit lighter, a little bit easier to move around versus a big steel trap that you've actually got to tear the panels down, load them up, relocate. Some of them will have a trap door on them. Some of them will be cellular, so you'll have a camera on it. You notice the pigs go in there, you'll be able to push a button, drop it down. They've also got complete cages that are suspended in the air that you push the button and they go down and trap the hogs in there. So trapping can be effective at first, but then it kind of loses its steam. So our preferred method is to shoot the pigs. We do everything spot and stock from side-by-sides. We'll have different cameras and bait areas and feeders set up. We've got 26 bait sites with cameras on them, so that way we know when the hogs come in. We're not just going out there and trying to kill 1 or 2 or 3 hogs. We're actually getting the hogs all to come in, get on that feeder in a big group so we can come in and spray them down. The only way to get hogs off your property is pressure, okay? Yeah, you can trap a few and start dwindling your numbers down. Once they get, savvy to the trap, they're not coming in anymore. So we prefer to shoot them. And like I said, the only thing that they respond to is pressure. So you start knocking them down, shooting the crap out of them. You're going to lower your number of pigs, plus probably push them off the property. If the property's big, they'll still be there. You'll just be moving from spot to spot. But if you've got smaller properties, you start shooting on these pigs and giving them pressure, they're just going to move to the neighbors and move, and just keep moving out. There is a reason why they're on your property. So food source, so you got food, water, and females. So once you got food and water and they get comfortable eating in there, they have no reason to leave until they see pressure. So guys, let's talk about a weapon real quick. Do you have to have a suppressor? No, you don't. We're shooting suppressed with supersonic ammo. So with the supersonic ammo, we're looking for more speed. Everybody's got their own little thing when it comes to shooting supers or subsonics. We don't like subsonics. I mean, subsonics, yeah, you're going to kill pigs, but recovering them is way less with subsonics just because the bullet's moving so much slower. We're using supersonics out of ours, and this one right here is a 6.8 SPC. And why do we use suppressors, even shooting supers? So we use suppressors just to quiet the noise down. We're using headsets with communications anyway, so it's not really the noise level for us, but it takes that noise level down a little bit. So when you start shooting on the pigs, they don't run quite as fast and hard because they have no idea where it came from. You shoot without a suppressor and it's so loud, those pigs know the direction that thing came from and they're going to run away from it. With this, with a suppressor, you start shooting on them, they have no idea where it came from. There's kind of a little mass confusion, and they don't run as hard, and sometimes they'll come right to you. So here's one of our feeder spots, guys. So we've got some hog panel on some of this, but here's one of our feeder spots. So why do we use feeders? I've had guys make comments online saying, well, if you don't want the pigs on your property, why do you got the feeders on there? The pigs are going to be here regardless. So what we do is we use the feeders so that way the pigs come in and we keep them in one controlled area. We get them on camera. We know what time they're coming in and where they're at so we can come down and knock down more. We're not looking to come in and knock down 1 or 2 or 3 pigs. We want to come into a group of pigs. There might be 30 pigs in here and come in here and take out 12 to 15 at one time. We've got this little opening here, and they've actually messed up a couple of spots in the fence, but this kind of controls where they can go once you start shooting. So we try to have them only have 1 or 2 ways in and out. So guys, we've got a trail camera set up here, and I bait down here, down in this lower spot. So this property here was getting just pounded by the pigs. They had over $10,000 damage in their yard. So I put a trail camera up here, a bait site down here, so that way we can kind of get the hogs to hopefully stay down here. They're getting a free meal. It's like a buffet for them. So they're getting a free meal and they're staying down here. Also, so that way we know what time they're coming in, what time they're making their rounds approximately. If we're in the area and this camera goes off and there's pigs on this place, we can come in here, sneak in here on them. We know they're here, come in here and pound them. That way we're not just driving around aimlessly looking for pigs. The other thing is with this, so say you're not really a hunter, but your property's getting hit by pigs. You put up a trail camera, you'll be able to see your pig growth. So you'll be able to see how many pigs do I have coming into my property. Do I have, a group of 3? Do I have 15? Do I have 35? You never know. So this way you put up a trail camera and you'll be able to see what's going on. This will directly link right to your phone. You can get the SD card ones too, but these here these cellular cameras go right to your phone. You'll know exactly what time they're coming in and when they're coming in. So you'll also be able to see the different changes in your pigs. Are you having all black pigs, and then all of a sudden you've got some red, white, different spotted pigs coming in? You'll know that you got 2 different groups of pigs coming in. So trail cameras can be very effective. So guys, when the pigs came in here, they came in and tore up all these flower beds, even all the way up to the front porch. Tore up all the sprinkler systems. They did everything. Came in here and just ripped up all the plants, huge holes in these flower beds. We came in and had a company come back in and fix everything, but these pigs come in and just absolutely tore this up. So what they've done now is they've hired a lawn company to come in and spray the entire yard surface with a degrubbing and deworming product. So what that's doing is it's trying to keep the pigs from coming into this yard area and tearing up their grass. So they sprayed some degrubbing, deworming stuff in here, and so far the pigs have left this alone. They're staying out in the field, so hopefully that will continue. So here's an example of your no-climb fence, guys. So what they try to do is they try to get it all the way down to the ground so the pigs can't come underneath it, and then they put this this no-climb fence up. She's got it on this whole end of her property. It ends here, and they're going to continue on just to try to keep the pigs from coming in on this property. But right here, you can see that, it's all the way down to the ground, and there's no way for the pigs to get through it. So here's a good way to keep the pigs out of your property. It is expensive to have it done, but it's probably your best measure.